Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a week has passed since the Victoria shooting at the Victoria College campus and the suspects still at large. And Donald Trump and Governor Greg Abbott join in Edinburg, Texas over the weekend what they plan to achieve this evening. Plus, one school district in Texas making headlines after the Satanic Temple protests their corporal punishment policy.
The cool front that we promised you is just about to roll through the Victoria Crossroads area. As a matter of fact, already to the north of us, Austin is getting a 30-mile-an-hour north wind, so we are looking for cooler weather for the rest of the week. It's not bringing any rain as far as we're concerned. We'll have all your holiday week forecasts coming up in a moment.
Plus, we've got some area basketball scores from this afternoon. I'll have that in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. Don Brubaker has the night off. No arrest a week after the Victoria College campus shooting. 25 News Now made a public information request Tuesday to the Victoria Police Department for the police report. The VPD responded by requesting a decision from the Attorney General on the release of the report, citing that it would interfere with the investigation. At a press conference last week, the VC president said the incident was isolated and that the shooter and victim seemed to know each other. The shooter does remain at large and the victim is out of the hospital and recovering at home. If you have any information on the suspect, you can make an anonymous tip by calling 361-572-4200. Now, the city of Victoria may have a vacancy soon for mayor. If the position does become available, the city will hold a special election. The election comes after Victoria Mayor Jeff Bouknight announced his bid for the Texas House of Representatives District 30. Under law, if an official aims for another office with over a year left in their term, it requires they resign but remain in the role until another mayor is elected. The city council has plans to call a special election February 3rd of this coming year. Now, candidates have until December 4th of this year to enter the race. More information will become available at the City Council meeting Tuesday, November 21st at 107 West Juan Lynn Street at 5 p.m. And now let's take a look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis.
Thank you very much. We have a frontal system just about to roll through our area, bringing us some cooler weather. But late this afternoon, north of Houston, you can see it right about there. We got some pretty big thunderstorms. As a matter of fact, here's Houston. It's all going into Louisiana. They're actually under a tornado watch for tonight. But as far as we're looking cooler. We're looking for sweater weather all the way through Thanksgiving, and we'll have all that coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned. Here's Karina.
Mac, thank you. Governor Greg Abbott endorsed former President Donald Trump yesterday in Edinburg, Texas. Both Trump and Abbott made promises to address the migrant surge.
Governor Abbott will back former President Donald Trump as he runs again for president in 2024. The announcement made right here in the Valley.
I'm here today to officially proclaim my endorsement for Donald J. Trump to be president.
The endorsement comes with a promise from Abbott.
We need a president who's going to restore law and order in the United States of America.
The two came to South Texas International Airport in Edinburg to thank DPS troopers and National Guard members deployed to the border, all of them here as part of Operation Lone Star. The 240 members of law enforcement were given Thanksgiving meals ahead of the holiday.
They should not be here at this time. They should be at home.
After the luncheon, the governor and former president held a press conference, both politicians focusing on border security.
But we're going to make the governor's job very easy, okay? We're going to take over that border.
Both Abbott and Trump blaming the current White House for the record numbers of migrant crossings at the border.
We have a president of the United States of America who is not securing our border.
The endorsement from Abbott comes after Trump has promised to enact several hardline immigration policies, including re-implementing Title 42, a COVID health policy ended by the CDC, and building more border wall. In the Valley ahead of Thanksgiving, two Republican leaders coming together to show their support for one another and the men and women carrying out their border security mission.
I want to also thank the men and women of the National Guard and Texas DPS for everything they do to protect our state.
The Satanic Temple protested the Dumas ISD's corporal punishment policy Friday, which allows spanking a student as a discipline management technique unless a parent submits a signed written statement prohibiting its use. 8 people with signs that read, quote, "Our religion doesn't believe in hitting children," unquote, stood in front of the high school handing out corporal punishment exemption cards.
In our student handbook that we can use corporal punishment or swats or paddling, whatever you want to call it, as a method for discipline, and parents do have the right to opt out of their child receiving that.
KVII reports the Satanic Temple believes corporal punishment by school officials is a civil rights violation, and they plan to protest again sometime after the Thanksgiving break. The Bipartisan Commission on Presidential Debates, which has sponsored every presidential debate since 1987, will host the first debate September 16th at Texas State and San Marcos. The second debate will be on October 1st at Virginia State, and the third will be on October 9th at the University of Utah. There will be 27 days between the last debate and Election Day on November 5th. That's compared to 12 days in 2020 and 20 days in 2016. A social media comment turned into a heartfelt reunion between a brother and a sister in Ganado who went 2 years without seeing each other. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick caught the whole thing on camera.
Ganado cinema owner Alvin Sabata and his sister Charlene Sabata Old spent 2 years away from each other. In a cry for help, Charlene commented on a Facebook post by Grow and Grace Senior Living. She wrote, "We have been in different nursing homes in different cities. We so much desire to see each other." The nursing home owner saw the comment and worked hard to make this reunion happen.
Well, when I saw the text, she posted, or it was a post on my business page, my heart sank because I had no idea it had been 2 years. My first instinct was, we're going to make this happen before Christmas.
Guess what? They made it happen. Charlene made it to Ganado from Shiner in less than a week. The icing on the cake was today happened to be Alvin's birthday. Here's the moment when he received what he called the best gift.
Let me push you up some more, okay?
Hicks says this moment meant a lot for her because Alvin is more than a resident. He's family.
That's one of my whys. I want every day to be like no other for them. And it was that feeling of, we made it happen, and it was an amazing feeling.
Charlene's daughter says her mother's comment shocked her, but Christy expected her mom to do whatever it takes to be in the same room as Alvin.
I saw my mom had already done it on Facebook. I was kind of taken aback, like, "Mom, what are you doing?" But then my mom is the little sister, and he's the big brother, and so I know how much she just adores him, and to go so long without seeing him, it's hard.
Alvin and Charlene will spend the day together with some family. Also, Pixie the monkey will spend some time with them. Before Charlene made it to the home, Alvin's only wish was to have his sister meet Pixie. Now, Pixie, Alvin, and Charlene are catching up. Reporting in Ganado, I'm Adarius McCormick, KVUE-TV 25 News Now.
'Tis the season of giving. Today, a longtime area healthcare facility was on the receiving end of that giving spirit. Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare in Victoria serves those 18 and over with disabilities and other health needs. 2 local organizations stopped by Affectionate Arms to donate money to help them out this holiday season.
The VFW is donating $200.
Yes, sir.
And the auxiliary is matching them for another $200 to the Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare Center.
Affectionate Arms is located at 3802 John Stockbauer Drive in Victoria. Affectionate Arms welcomes all donations. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. 20 million people facing severe storms ahead of holiday travel. That's coming up on 25 News Now at 6. Also, new data shows this year had the lowest seasonal job openings.
1984, Governor Greg Abbott's story warned us all. And a terrifying moment at the San Antonio Zoo just this year. 1 child critically injured. Acres of woodlands fill Victoria's Riverside Park, but rarely do we think about our aging trees.
This is hollow.
You can see where it's sitting.
Adam Seibel explores the measures needed to protect our residents and visitors, where aging trees loom large. Riverside Park Trees, a 25 News Now Extra, Monday at 10 p.m.
Sheriff deputies are investigating after vandals defaced the Michigan vacation home of former Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Someone spray painted the word Nazi on a fence outside the property and Union Pier in the southwestern part of the state last week. Emanuel is Jewish and he currently serves as the U.S. ambassador to Japan. Authorities say they don't know who is responsible and currently have no leads, but the local sheriff's office says it will increase patrols in that area. And Tesla shareholders are calling on its board of directors to suspend Elon Musk. They want to send a clear message he went too far endorsing anti-Semitic views on social media. Last week, Elon Musk agreed with a post claiming Jewish communities push hatred against whites. And a statement, one investor said he believes in free speech, but that is no excuse for spreading hatred by a CEO of a public company. Since the post, Disney, NBC, Universal, and other major brands have halted advertising on X, formerly known as Twitter. No comment yet from Tesla. The seasonal workforce has taken a nosedive while retail sales are expected to soar over the holidays.
'Tis the season for sales, but while prices are down this Black Friday week, so is the number of seasonal workers.
A lot of employers now have enough people on staff where they only need a slight uptick in the number of employees that they're going to have for the holiday season.
According to Andy Challenger from outplacement services firm Challenger Gray & Christmas, this year retailers advertised the lowest number of seasonal positions in a decade. Just 2 years ago, retailers hit a record high, nearly 1 million holiday jobs.
During the pandemic years, retailers were seeing unprecedented desire from Americans to buy their products. They were strapped.
Today, numbers have dropped a sharp 40% compared to pandemic times, indicating the type of employees needed for seasonal work has changed.
There has been this massive migration to e-commerce, which really changes the types of workers that companies and retailers need to hire during the holidays.
Glassdoor chief economist Aaron Terrazas says it's no longer about face-to-face customer engagement.
Amazon was the only major retailer to announce a big uptick in the number of employees that they're expecting to hire this season.
And while brick and mortar jobs tend to shed holiday hires by January, some seasonal jobs in the e-commerce market may be around for, let's say, an extended season.
Those companies tend to keep seasonal workers on through February, sometimes even March.
Tonight at 10, Riverside Park Trees dives into tree safety and the potential dangers surrounding the aging trees right here in Victoria. So here's your Vera poll this evening. The question we ask you is, do you do your part to report potentially dangerous trees in your neighborhood? Yes or no? According to our results, it looks like 28% stand at yes and 72% stand at no. Thank you for voting. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. And of course, we're going to have an update on 25 News Now at 10. Now, more than 20 million people in the U.S. are at risk of severe storms and possible tornadoes today. The National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center says thunderstorms are likely to blow across Texas before marching through the southeast. Damaging winds and large hail are also possible. Now, this is the same storm system that dropped heavy snow in the Rockies over the weekend. Parts of Utah, Nevada, and Colorado saw nearly a foot of snow.
Well, good evening, everybody. For us, we're waiting for that frontal system to roll through. We still have light winds out of the west-southwest at 3. Our temperatures at 70, but to the north of us, like Austin, San Antonio, even College Station, they've got a gusty north wind at about 30 miles an hour. Our high today did get up to 81 degrees, but by tomorrow, looking for a high of only about 62. So big changes in our weather. No rainfall, obviously. There was some heavier stuff up toward Houston. We'll be talking about that in a moment, and we'll be taking a look at Thanksgiving forecast coming up in just a moment. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Busy week. A lot of people traveling because of the holiday. Right now, we're waiting for that frontal system to come through. It's going to give us a gusty north wind by tonight. In fact, we'll be dropping the temperature a good 15 degrees by tomorrow. The frontal system came into our area fairly dry, but you can see how there's some big stuff that popped north of Houston and mostly in Louisiana, where they actually do have a tornado watch up at this hour. We're getting northerly winds behind it. It's going to be cooler. I'm calling it sweater weather all the way through Thanksgiving Day. In fact, through next weekend. Here's Houston. You can see the big stuff rolling through portions of Louisiana right now. They do have a tornado watch out, so they're obviously under the gun for the heavy stuff, but we didn't get any of it. Right now, our winds are still coming at us from the west-northwest, but they're not very strong at all. Whereas San Antonio Airport is reporting 32 miles an hour out of the northwest. Now, we're taking a look at Future Tracker. We start off today, and you can see how the storm system is in the central part of the country coming around with the front. But it's moving very rapidly. In fact, by tomorrow, being Tuesday, it's going to be somewhere over the Ohio Valley and portions of Florida. And then as we get all the way to Wednesday, it'll be somewhere on the East Coast So where you're going depends on the moment you get there because the weather is moving very fast through the area. The good news for us is high pressure is going to build in, give us a couple of fairly nice days. But as we get to Thanksgiving Day, we may pick up a little bit of morning drizzle and cloud cover. I'll show you why in a minute. This is Future Tracker, and we go out as far as we can. This is 7 days out. You can see how that storm pulls away, rolls up to the east coast. We get higher pressure here, and that's good. A little bit of snow activity or more snow activity in the Rockies, as you see right about there. But as far as we're concerned, there you see it right there. And that's, what day is this? Okay, Sunday. So by the weekend, we're getting that Gulf air rolling back in. And since the ground will be cooler, we're going to get a little bit of overcast and maybe some drizzle. But I wouldn't consider that big rain or huge problems. Certainly not ice, anything to worry about like that. So tonight, we'll get down into the 50s, a little cooler. And tomorrow, we're only topping out in the 60s. So all of a sudden, we went from 81 to 63 tomorrow. And you're probably looking for a long sleeve or a light jacket or something. Fishing's, I don't think, a great idea because the winds are expected to get up to 15 to 25 knots tomorrow. And so tomorrow morning, it's going to be rather blustery. We do have small craft advisories already up. For those of you in Port Lavaca, 59 in the morning, up to 63, cloudy and windy. 57 to 63 in Cuero, so no more t-shirts out there, no more flip-flops. Looking for temperatures to be on the cool side. 60 the high on Wednesday, 60 the high on Turkey Day, and there's that 20% of light rain or drizzle. But we'll stay on the windy and chilly side all the way through the weekend. Now, next weekend, Sunday, looks like we'll get another frontal system with some rainfall as well. But as we get into Turkey Day, things are looking fairly quiet. Cooler and windy is basically the word. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Karina.
Thank you, Mac. And now here's Zach Brown with sports.
We will have some highlights and a handful of scores from around the area for basketball coming up in sports. Well, we've got some area basketball Thanksgiving week edition. These teams playing much earlier in the day than usual. Over at the St. Joe Dome, the boys welcome Karn City. The boys trying to stay undefeated in the very young basketball season. They played great defense, moved the ball around well with some tough finishes, using a 20-point fourth quarter to get the 63-48 win. Bennett Ferguson had 19 and Ryan Carson had 17 on the evening. They also accounted for nearly all of the Flyer fourth quarter points to keep Karn City at bay. Over in Hallettsville, the ladies welcome number 15 Shiner Comanche, some Lavaca County rivals right there, and it would be Shiner who edges out the victory 41-34. That was Hallettsville's first loss on the season. They are now still a very good 7-1. The Calhoun Sandies and St. Joseph Lady Flyers took the court as well. Calhoun did come out on top. Calhoun had a commanding 40-20 lead at the half. It ended up being just an 8-point game when all was said and done. Leading the way for St. Joseph with 15 points was Maddie Stefka. They had 3 girls in double-digit scoring. Calhoun was led by Monique Barges with 22 and Kaden Berm with 21 points. St. Joseph trying to get back in the win column tomorrow. How about another close game? The East Titans made the trip to West Oso and barely got the win. Low-scoring affair there. Final score of 46-44. The East Titans improved to 3-1 on the year and get a home game tomorrow against Jones. That game very early, 12:30 in the afternoon. Sticking with another Lavaca County team, how about Yoakum getting the job done over the Moulton Bobcats with the 51-45 victory this afternoon. Zach Taylor with 7 points. Gage Harrison led the way with 11. They play again tomorrow at Luling, looking to go 4-0 on the season. The Victoria West girls took home the dub today as well, playing San Antonio Edison. Senior Aliza Malik led the way with 20 points. Isaiah Morgan chipped in 6, but had 5 steals. And how about freshman Tatum Boyce, daughter of head football coach Courtney Boyce? She had 9 points and cleaned the glass with 10 boards. And Coach Rankin Williams is most proud of this. Everybody scored in the 63-45 win. And speaking of Coach Boyce, it is regional semifinal week. We've still got 9 teams playing. One of those games, a big rivalry, that is the Lavaca River Showdown. That's what it was a month ago. Now it's the Lavaca River rematch. And I want to know, what do you guys think will win? Looking at what you say, 69% say Edna, 31% say Industrial. Industrial knows they're not favorites, but last time these two met, it was an absolute shootout. Industrial feeling good about where they are right now. Can't wait for that matchup at 1 p.m. Friday in Bay City. That's it for your sports. Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. We're back in a moment with a little history lesson for you, this time concerning traffic lights. 100 years ago today, Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light. On November 20th, 1923, Morgan, a black entrepreneur and inventor based in Cleveland, Ohio, designed the precursor to the modern-day traffic light. The Department of Transportation says Morgan's signal included a third critical position that stopped traffic in all directions. It helped control the flow of traffic and allow pedestrians to cross intersections more safely. It was that caution signal that paved the way for today's yellow light. And it's a light that we often look over.
You look over for sure. I've seen Karina at stop signs, at red lights. They might as well not have invented it. He could have kept
I'm going to go ahead and denounce that claim because
I've seen it with my own eyes.
No, you did not.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Oh my
at least twice.
You're going to have to do more than
Sometimes I do
just
run a red
say
light if
no.
I'm there for like a minute.
Oh my goodness.
If it's like 2 in the morning and I'm there for like 5+ minutes.
Well, Zach, I thank you for your transparency.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. We definitely don't need more people like you. On the road. On the road.
He's so honest, it's embarrassing.
It is. Well, let's hop over to this weather because that's something we don't want to speed by.
All right, we don't want to speed this week because everybody's in town for Thanksgiving. Everybody coming in to visit Grandma and all that good stuff. Things are looking good. It's going to be cooler tonight because the wind is going to shift around to the northwest in tomorrow's high is about 15 degrees colder. Only looking at highs about 60 degrees on Thanksgiving Day. Good thing we don't have any significant rain or any ice problems. We're just looking for chilly weather all the way through Friday.
All righty. Thank you, Mac. Looking forward to that. And thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10 with more honesty.